Peace, 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 peace. Jama Mboka, Lafia, Lafia. It's your boy, Sean P in the building. Man, like this show, share the show, tell a friend, we in the building, man. Hope y'all like that intro, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to get into this Negro Truth. I want to get something off my chest, and I don't care if I offend anybody. We just got done with Black History Month, right? But Black History Month 365. However, I wanna really kind of put something out there. We got our brothers over each one teach one. We got the black and brown table. You know what I mean? We got those two groups, teams, although they're interlinked, intertwined. You know what I mean? They kind of pretty much a spin off of each one teach one, and they're steadfast in teaching us about African American history and linking us back to West Africa and protecting and fighting for Africa and the whole nine, right? Rightfully so. You know what I mean? Respect the brothers' research abilities, book references and sources, and their work. For the all the work they put in for the community to educate people, get them something different than the lane that we're usually in, or what we're in on the Mossy, or what we in on the Science with Sean tip and the whole nine. So, piece of those brothers and things like that. So, me doing my research and, just doing my studies and trying to pay more attention to my African American side and our history here and focus and topics of conversations and things. I was digging into some secret society stuff, and it is Women's Month, right? So I was getting ready to put up a post regarding Women's Month and giving a shout out to Black women and their steadfast hunger for uplifting our people, creating financial avenues and assistance in our fight since the early 1800s. Well, since really we got here, since our enslavement. But as we come up out of the Civil War and things of that nature, and we began to be what they called a quote unquote, excuse me, free, Black women been holding it down. So shout out to Black women all over the globe. You know what I mean? Even those of you Black women who still like women but no longer mess with men, we rocking with y'all too, man. Y'all instrumental in the whole fundamental uplifting of our people. And I hope that you understand that your sexuality comes second to our people. So I'm doing some work, right? Yeah, yeah. Happy Women's History Month. I'm doing some work. I'm holding it down. And if you got access to Google right now, I want y'all to do me a favor. We're more creative than this, Black people. We're more creative than this. If you go and you pull up, hold up. I want y'all to go pull up the Dorcas Society. Dorcas Society. DORCAS Society. When you pull up that, I want you to read it for yourself, because I don't want to put anything in your mouth. I don't want to say certain things to make you feel a particular way. After you read what the Dorcas Society is, if you could just pull up Wiki, just get a basic understanding of what the Dorcas Society is, how it was orchestrated, what's its purpose, and things of that nature. That's all. I just want you to get some basics right now. We can build off the basics. After you pull up that, then I want you to go pull up the African Dorcas Society. And I want you to compare those two societies side by side, the African Dorcas Society and the Dorcas Society. I want you to compare them two side by side. See if you see any similarities, any differences, what makes this more distinct than that, so on and so forth, right? But that's not all. That's not all. See, this is the Negro truth. Everything that we're learning in history about ourselves is a rendition of what Europeans have already done. I'm going to say that again. Here in America, I'm talking about our history in the Americas, right? Since we're starting under our feet. Our history, as far as societies, mutual aid, so on and so forth, ain't nothing but spin-offs of what Europeans had already done. Oh, I'm going in on the Negro truth. So, absolutely, absolutely. I know what you're saying, but Sean, you know, you go look back at our history. These people did great things for the uplifting of black people, advanced us so far, so forth. And you're absolutely correct. I ain't arguing that, and I never will. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to ride with you, and I'm going to say, absolutely, it benefited us at this time. We had nothing, and they gave us something, and this is the best that they could do. I think they could have did better. What do I mean by I think they could have did better? Because African genius is more creative than naming something that white people had and putting African in front of it or black. Just like the Methodist Church. We put African in front of it. Just like these other mutual aid societies, we put African in front of it. Just like American, we put African in front of it. To be American is to be a white Protestant, a white Anglo-Saxon Protestant. So for us to be African American, we are African, white, Anglo-Saxon Protestants. And the Negro truth is, we just want to be accepted. We want to be accepted so fucking bad that we're willing to sacrifice our lineage, our culture, our history, our survival to create acceptable mutual aid, secondary school programs, so on and so forth after white people. Nah, I wasn't big mad all Black History, TK. That's what you wrong at, brother. I know more about Black history than you just probably walked into. I've been doing this shit since I was like 11. But I'm just saying, we're better than that. Our creative genius is bigger than that. We've done things that other people just couldn't do. We survived one of the world's greatest holocausts this planet has ever seen. We come from the mud, figuratively and literally, to create and do things that needed to be done to get us to where we are today. Absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. But we're more creative than that. We felt like the only way that we can get shit done was to put African in front of it and commercialize it under the banter of Eurocentric ideology. Bullshit. You might be a smart dummy, bro. Might be a smart dummy. So That's like everything that we did ain't nothing but a spinoff of what white people already did here in the Americas. We wanted their acceptance that bad that we're willing to not be as creative as we've always been to succumb to what they wanted us to succumb to. This is just the Negro truth. One second.
Thank you for choosing Buffalo for today.
Yeah, can I get a peanut butter mood with almond milk and 2 Belgian waffles?
Alright, you're actually currently out of the waffles at this very section.
Okay, let me get an impossible.
Alrighty, I'm gonna start to with that peanut butter mousse. Alrighty, what else for you?
That's it.
Okay, wow, that's all I have to window.
All right, thank you. All right, y'all. I gotta give me a smoothie. Now, this is the I really don't have a problem with what our ancestors did to bring us to where we are today. I have a problem with our creative genius and the ability to think that we really couldn't do the things that we could have did unless we colorized it, right? We began to paint Jesus black, right? We did that. We began to paint Jesus black. Um, you know what I mean? We Africanized everything else that we had going on. So if it was Walmart, it is now, right? So let's take Walmart. We should take Walmart and call it Black Mart. Same shit in the stores. The great value products, we should put African great value products. That's all we did. We rebranded who we are inside of someone else's identity. I mean, I'm just thumbing through, I'm just doing my studies because that's all I'm doing. And I'm like, man, we better than this. I began to get frustrated because I felt like we're just better than this. And then the only way that we thought that we really could do something is if we did it under the umbrella of a Eurocentric ideology and mindset and their church. We really thought that we had to be often religious in order to move things forward because at the time, I guess it was only right based on how they did us in slavery that the people who taught the word to other people, they seemed to only be able to get favors done for them because they were preacher-like. Yeah, I'm getting that man said, you haven't read enough. Okay. TK told me stick to science. TK, I just got 2 things to say to you, bro. Mossy Warrior. You can go back to the Mossy Warrior YouTube channel and this channel that you're on right now to see how much African American history that I actually dug into, bro. For you to tell me that I need to stick to something, you might need to bow out just a second, my brother. Bow out. I've done more than you've done, bro. You just came on the scene talking. Come on, man. Where was you at the last 6 years with this? Oh, I thought so. And it ain't even about that. Don't tell me what to stick to. I deal with African American history, and science. The juggler. I don't have to drop no link to talk to you, bro. What I need to talk to you for? I'm in my Negro truth right now. I'm in my Negro truth. See, I ain't dissed nothing. What I did was I made it very obvious that we're better than who we are. Our creative genius only could be accepted if we put African or black in front of it. It was like that for some time. Don't act like that's not the truth. That's every bit of the truth. That's every bit of the truth. And if you don't believe me, just pull up what I just said. Pull up the Darkest Society. Pull it up. Do yourself a favor. Pull it up. Pull up Darkest Society. Find out who you're dealing with. You need to do a little bit. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna give you a homework assignment, bro. Find out who you're dealing with before you think you're dealing with something. Find out your author. Know your author, bro. People have these research and backward ass problems. Know your author before you open your mouth. Find out more about them. You're not talking to the other people. Right. Come on, EIE. Come on, bro. Or sources. Well, let him hit his YouTube. I'm in my car. Yes. Ogun. Yes. A lot of the programs that we had earlier in history was modeled after Eurocentric ideology and mindset and mind frames. I oversee us overseeing our organizations, even after we became free. Even more so than when we became free. We just put the word African in front of whatever it is that we wanted to do to make it different than everybody else. Remember, after the Civil War, everybody started calling things African. It wasn't called African before the Civil War. After the Civil War, anything that we did, we put African in front of it or black. But all we did was recreate things that other people already had. And as I stated, if you're listening to my argument is not on how far that it got us or where it brought us, because I'm going to ride with that. You feel what I'm saying? That's why I think there may be a problem with some people with what I'm saying. I'm not talking about how we got here, or we couldn't have got here without this, that, or the third. I am specifically being honest in what happened. Hold on, let me pay this chick. Your opinion, my opinion, nigga. I just gave you a source. That man said my opinion, and I just gave you a source. So go look up the Dorcas Society. When was it created? When was the Dorcas Society created? Dorcas Society is a local group of people, usually based in a church, with a mission of providing clothing to the poor, named after Dorcas, a person described in the Acts of the Apostles. Keep going, Keisha. Yeah, I did. I mean, I got presentations on the schools that we build and stuff like that. I got plenty of stuff on all of that. I ain't shunning our history. I'm just saying we more creative than that. We hid everything under the banter of what other people already had in play. So how African was these societies for real? How African was these societies for real? You gonna get mad at that? Just prove how African they were. You know what I mean? We didn't. There wasn't no society similar to the Poro or the Sande. There wasn't no society similar to the Yoruba, the Igbo. Wasn't none like the Akan or the Hassa, the Fulani. Wasn't none of that, man. Be truthful. You get all the way into it. You just be truthful, man. You ain't got to front. Hold on, paying for my food. Don't get mad. Just get glad. You got a show. Hey. Yes, ma'am. Have you read Dorothy Porter? Thank you, Ogun. Thank you, thank you. Nah, Ogun, I have not. You know, I ain't gonna act like I did. I read something that I ain't read. I haven't read Dorothy Porter. That is correct, Divine Life. We modeled ourselves after the dominant society in society. And people have a problem with that. That's just the truth. Where's the lie in that, bro? Now, Keisha, when did the African Dorcas Society begin? Please let me know when the African Dorcas Society began. If that was 1897, when was the African Dorcas Society created and established? I ain't y'all, bro. Hey, that's what y'all supposed to do, man. Y'all supposed to read that. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said thank you, Ogun, because that's my boy. I ain't like I'm dissing y'all. This ain't a diss. No, I have not. I have a library of nice history books, but no, I have not. I have not read her work, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'll get it and read it. You tell me I need to read that work, bro. Especially you, Ogun. I'm gonna read that work because you said it. Hold on, I gotta get this. I gotta get this good drink. Thank you, thank you. Have a good one. And y'all don't be no haters talking about my vegan royale. I get mad at my vegan royale. This impossible sausage. Hold on. Let me cut my AC on, man. It's gonna be a bomb burner. Alright, so bro, hold up. TK, you're losing yourself. Just relax. You're losing yourself. Don't get so emotional, homie. Don't be so emotional. Too early for shots, Sean. Don't get so emotional. No, 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 no. Okay, so Keisha says, look at her comment. Put it up. The African Dorcas Association was a black women's community aid society funded in New York City in January 1828. The women of this group sold clothes for New York's black children. Ain't no way am I, excuse me, let me be clear. Ain't no way am I ever going to diss what these black women did, especially for children. That ain't what I'm arguing. I would never do that. So this is why I'm trying to tell TK to just chill and relax and take notes. Stick to the actual meat of this. The meat of this is that, and I'm using examples. One was created in 1897. That was the Dorcas Society, right? Black people came behind that. Look how far away from that, bro. 1828, right? New York, January 8th. Get your date right, Keisha. Thank you. Just get the dates. Look at the dates. We doing a whole lot, bro. I need her to get her dates right, though. All black people did, man, was mask things up behind stuff that white people already did and created. Like, we're better than that as a people. How could you get mad at me saying that? We're more creative than that. You mean to tell me, as smart and brilliant as all our ancestors were, who helped us get us out of pivotal moments in history, the best thing they could do was to Africanize and blackenize Eurocentric ideology? That was the best that our ancestors could do. Hell no. I'm not finna sit here and say or commit that this was the best our ancestors could do. This is all they chose to do. They chose to mask these African societies in America under the banter of Eurocentric ideology for acceptance. When you go from mutual aid to mutual aid, societies to society, from Jesus to Black Jesus, it's the same shit. It's the same shit. It didn't make us more African at a time when we were trying to reacclimate ourselves to our true identity. It didn't. It just pushed us to put African in front of American. To be American is to be a white Anglo-Saxon Protestant. Where's the Africanism in a goddang it white Anglo-Saxon Protestant? Show me. You got a problem with what I say? Show me where the Africanisms is in being a white Anglo-Saxon Protestant. There ain't none. There ain't none. Show me the societies built just like we had in Africa. That's our task. Although it is Women's Month, I'm challenging somebody to show me the societies that were built directly, not indirectly, directly, like the societies built in Africa. These no, I don't even want to say that. I'm just gonna leave it right there. You got a problem with what I say, just prove me wrong, man. You got your channel, you got your books, you got your everything. Just do that for me. Ain't no shot. I ain't arguing with nobody, man. I'm really just telling the Negro truth. I'm not downplaying the successes of our ancestors and the things that actually got us to where we are today. I don't know why I got to keep saying that, but I am not. I am sticking specifically to the point that I made. We continue to make the mistake in hiding ourselves inside of someone else. And when I say we, I am talking about those of us who are under the identity of Black people in America or African American. And we don't even know what it is to be American. We don't know what it is to be American. We just know we've been here and we got here through forced enslavement of our ancestors that we're the descendants of, and we had to acculturate to something that was just full of bull, really, at the end of the day. Somebody else's ideology, their founding fathers established the dream for themselves. A bunch of criminals. So while are we really fighting for the identity? Let me take that back. Was our ancestors fighting for the identity of being a white Anglo-Saxon Protestant? Was that the purpose? Ultimately, for acceptance, I'm speaking acceptance wise, not the work that was put in. Because, like I said before, I will never discredit the work that was put in. This is specifically about the identity of. This is an identity argument, okay? And I'm saying that to say that the reason why we have made so many mistakes lately and we can't even get on one banter is because of the confusion created long ago when we masked ourselves under the identity of white Anglo-Saxon Protestants. And we named our mutual societies and we created our mutual societies and all these different programs that we did, African or black, when they were really some white shit. I apologize if I offended or rubbed my brothers the wrong way. Because my brothers, they study. They be on their shit. They be reading, as you can see, and they about their history stuff. And that's why I fucks with them. But just me studying. And I kept on seeing it over and over and over again because I'm just studying. And I'm just trying to iron out some other things because it's Women's History Month. Black women should be, revered every month. But it's Women's History Month. And I'm not trying to take nothing away. I'm not. I'm like, I was going, like I said, I was going to put up a little post, you know what I mean? And I was like, hell no, I'm not doing that because this Dorcas shit is some European shit. We just put African in front of it. Why do we keep making the same mistake? We don't have to, we don't have to do that. And like I said earlier on in the show, Black women have been pivotal in our uplifting and accomplishments in our history since we've been enslaved and brought to this motherfucker. And I just feel like it just don't serve a purpose. In my opinion, I just feel like it don't serve a purpose to do that. It don't. We could have did other things and it still could have been accepted by these Europeans. We didn't have to put African in front of it. I just felt like the choice to do that makes no sense because we still do that today. Like we have people that are practicing Catholicism in many and thinking that they're practicing some African tradition, but they're practicing Catholicism and is incorporated in the tradition that they're assuming is African. So you're gonna get mad at me for that? Okay. Well, all right, get mad at me. I love you. I ain't gonna argue with y'all though, cause I love you too much. I love you too much. But man, look, this is my Negro Truth. I set it off this morning. Ain't nobody pissed me off, bro. You're correct. He said they had to Renaissance Harlem. But how much African inheritance did they have at the time? They didn't really. I mean, just based on what we did, man, they really didn't. And you're right. Oh, you're right. The black woman is God. Absolutely. That boy said, "Praise y'all." But yeah, it's the assimilation and the acculturation is real. Everything wasn't based off the Ekpe society because everybody didn't come from the Ekpe society, TK. African Benevolent Society in Ohio. You keep naming things, but you go back and you go look at things. All they did was put African in front of it. You proving my point. You can name all of them that you want to. None of them was built under the banner of an African system. If you go look at the Ekpe Society right now, my guy, TK, since you know I love you, right? And you arguing and all that, right? You arguing and all that. Now, since you arguing the hardest, TK, do you know anything about the Ekpe? So if all these systems or all these societies that you just named was built under there, show me the rites of passages in all those societies that you just named that are identical to the Ekpe society. Show me the mask, show me the arts, show me the song and dance, show me the language, show me the progressiveness, the emphasis on building. Show me that. I want the rites of passage from childhood to adulthood, adulthood to elder, elder to ancestor. I want to see that in those societies, and they don't exist. They don't exist. They ain't built on the fundamental principle of Africanism. We ain't got to let our goddamn selves, bruh. We were trying to be white. Anglo-Saxon Protestants. Why are you playing with me, bruh? Come on, TK. You better than this. Admit the truth. Everything we built was to be white Anglo-Saxon Protestants here in America. None of that shit was built on the fundamental principles of our African ancestors. None of them. None of those societies. We ain't got a one African American mask over this motherfucker. We ain't got one rites of passage that takes a child from child to adulthood, adulthood to elder, elder to ancestor. We ain't got one society in our history that's built exactly how it is in Africa, here in America. That's under the banner of all these societies, man. But when we go analyze them shits and we go look at how they're built and we go look at the infrastructure and how they utilized it, it is built off of acceptance of white Anglo-Saxon Protestants. Because that's what it is to be an American, my nigga. Come on, man. I was just reading the message. I'm catching up. Yeah, nah, I ain't getting emotional. You know, I'm just hyped. I'm just hyped. That's all. I ain't in no mood. I ain't in no mood. I'm in my driveway right now. I'm finna work in about 20 minutes. I just now started drinking my smooth. Y'all crazy. I love y'all, man. Y'all funny as hell. But nah, man. You know, that's a good. I mean, what I'm asking is a valid question, though. Because I know between each one teach one and black and brown, if there's a society that's built exactly like it is in Africa, here in the Americas, since its inception, that y'all will be the ones that'll be able to honestly answer that question, and we can go and grab that information out directly and do that. And I don't mind being wrong. I would love to be wrong. Hold on. My bad, I didn't hit mute. Just think about what I'm saying, y'all. It's a good conversation to have. I might be a little hype and all that about it, but it's a good conversation to have because we've come a long way. We come a long way, man. And now I don't need no ribs or none of that or no food, bro. I'm good. I got some. I got something. He said peanut punch got Sean. But go back though. Go look up the Dorcas. I mean, we better than that, man. We better than that. He said we definitely have got my yeah, we still got a long way to go. We do. But that's why we need y'all. And I'm saying that on this channel. I'm telling y'all, I'm saying that's why we need y'all. Like that's why we continue to need the importance of truth. Truth's influence on Rob Bourne has been over the past few years has been instrumental because Rob Bourne's development, you know what I mean? His development over the last few years he's improved a lot as well. People always say, you know, certain people get better and better, some people may fall off, but to be honest, and I don't know if Rob won't tune in or listen or whatever. I might argue with him or whatever. We ain't argued lately, but I might argue with him or we might have some differences, probably because we similar. But at the same time, our arguments be over not understanding each other, in my opinion, or him not wanting to listen. Or sometimes I might think that he just, you know what I mean, be trying to bully motherfuckers. But we agree on more than we disagree on. Anyway, I just think that Danny's influence on Rob Bourne has been detriment in helping the history lessons come out more. You know what I mean? Because he was already entrenched in Africa and fighting for Africa and all in the whole 9 yards, but he was more so beating up Hebrews all the time, him and Garfield. And, you know, Danny putting the emphasis on right under our feet. You know what I mean? That kind of settled in on Ra, and it you know it exploded in him or something like that, because now it's like the dude is like a library. You know what I mean? At times, um, with a lot of the stuff. So Danny did his job. Uh, right there, he did his job because there's a team of people that's focused on trying to get that history out. So I think he did his job. I think Wujawu, same thing with Wujawu. As teachers and leaders in our community, in the sub community, Wujawu, he did his job. He formed a team of scribes that could actually go out and read the Metal Nature, critique texts, use proper research methodology, and do the damn thing. Assad did his job. Same shit. Linguistics, Metal Nature, uh, you know, African history, Kimoyo, all that. He did his job. You know what I mean? Bobby Banger um, was doing his job. And I know you're listening. I'm saying you was. Because what you stood on was bigger than the bullshit you've been on as of late. I'll just say that. And you're my brother. And I love you. But I ain't talking to your ass, but I love you. But I just, what you was doing, your influence and the direction, the teaching, and creating the institutional basis to get into those academic texts and use proper research methodology and do all of that. Smash Rockwell, same thing. Yep. Did your job. You got the Magi's out there repping. Shit. One that we really don't even really talk about, and that's similar in that is Banu, similar in stature, even though his stuff is on a different uh area or plane. But I'm gonna give him some love too. Basically, I'm just trying to give y'all flowers. You know what I mean? And I probably didn't argue with everybody that I named, but I'm just giving people their flowers because look at all the people that's in here right now. Like all of us tied to the hip at some point between some of them people that we all associate with because we know where the real information is. They did their job. But it's up to us to carry that job forward because they can't do all the work by themselves. So when we have these no-name Negroes with these new arguments coming through trying to insinuate certain things or propagate stuff on our people, we gotta be able to tackle that, deal with that, and move on from that real quick. I think what Wujawa has done over the last few weeks, and I kind of got that from Wu, is that in order to actually counter the argument of ignorance, you have to be noisier than the noise. So you have to continue to keep teaching and driving the point home, as redundant as it is, until it sticks. And then people could really extract the real from the fake. Yeah, and you think about it. So when I go back to Truth, to Danny, you think about his consistency in what he knows. Like Negroes wasn't talking about Absalom Jones or Alexander Cromwell or you know what I mean, the talented 10th and people wasn't talking about the new Negro or the free Negro or you know what I mean. People wasn't having those conversations. And all of that spearheaded out of, movements or propaganda that came from outside of that nucleus of information that tried to go against challenging who we were and our identity. So yeah, man, you know what I mean? I know I kind of went on a little rant and a tangent in the whole 9 yards, but truth be told, man, I understand why they did it. I understand why they did it. I just don't agree with it. You know what I mean? But I really would have loved. I think we would have been served better, right? I think these societies and all would have served us better had they been under the general makeup of what our ancestors really knew before the enslavement and being brought over here, and that tradition and those customs and things of that nature was passed down to us differently. We would have been able to identify a little bit better. It wouldn't have been so much of an identity crisis to us, that we would have held on to some of those societies that was on the west coast of Africa and been able to not generalize, but be specific about the things that we were doing and help us continue those rites of passages and our artistic expression and culture. And I think that would have been pivotal for us today. As some of us are trying to reacclimate ourselves to that, and then some of us are trying to run away from that for whatever the hell reason that is. But man, look, man, Black Brown Table, go subscribe if you ain't subscribed, yo. It's a lot of people that's in here right now, and I can't say every last one of y'all are subscribed to the Black Brown Table. You know, look them up on YouTube, Black Brown Table, TK, Old Goon, you know what I'm saying, Coach, Sister Shanetta, you know what I mean? They be building. They be building. You know, if you ain't subscribed to each one, teach one, which everybody should be, make sure you there. You gotta be there. Man, I got. Make sure you there. You know, if you ain't subscribed to Science with Sean, man, make sure you locked in. The Mossy, make sure you locked in. The Seshu, make sure you locked in. You know what I mean? If you like barbershop talk, man, you know, subscribe to the PK. You know what I mean? It's about as far as I'm going with that, but you know, it is what it is. But it's Women's Month, man. So stand on that. And let's glorify what these women did in our history. And with that being said, man, I'm gonna let y'all check this out. I need y'all to check this out. I like that. Begin scholars. Begin scholars, yeah. That's what they are. I'm against working out your pseudoisms on a live stream. Do that in private. But I appreciate everybody tuning in, man. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day, man. I'm about to log in and do some work. Y'all might catch me later on tonight with another show.